Walker. I don't know if you can see that, but Gareth Southgate, I mean, the joy on his face, if you could bottle that, we'd all make a fortune. How are you feeling? Optimistic?
Do you know what? Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Charlie. Morning, everybody. I am a little optimistic. I'm going to introduce you to a man. Remember the other day when England were playing Sweden? He didn't sleep at all. He was worried. He was slightly confused. He was very concerned about England's future. But last night, Alan, you slept like a baby.
I did. I had a good night's sleep. I'm really confident. I can't wait. Like the rest of the country, I'm so excited.
So where is this confidence based, Mr. Shearer? Because you know what it's like to play for England in a major tournament. You've had the disappointment. You've had the elation as well. Yeah. Look at the smile on his face. Where does this smile come from this morning?
They're on a roll. They've got momentum. They've got huge belief. They don't seem as if they're suffering from nerves at all, despite them being a very inexperienced squad. And they could have played 24 hours after that game against Sweden. That's the mood in the camp, I think.
17 of the squad weren't alive when, I know it's crazy, isn't it, when England were last in a World Cup semi-final back in 1990. It's a very young team. Kyle Walker was speaking this week saying that what Gareth Southgate has done, he's made it feel like a club rather than playing for a national side, which has been a problem in the past. Is that part of the magic of what Southgate has produced?
I think that's been a huge part of. Gareth has been very clever, very meticulous in all his planning, and of course he's had a lot of these boys when he's been working with the younger England sides. So a lot of them know him, a lot of them respect him, and he has actually played in major tournaments himself. So he's been part of a team and part of a squad. He knows the pluses, he knows the minuses. He's worked it all out, and he's doing an incredible job.
He's not made any mistakes in press conferences, in any of the speeches that he's given, and you've seen it all, following on social media. You've seen the fan parks back at home, you've seen people singing It's Coming Home, rattling around their head all day, every day, and every time he's spoken, he's managed to say the right words on the right occasion. This week he was speaking about, issues back at home and saying what this England team has managed to unite the nation. If he ran for Prime Minister, he'd probably win at the minute, wouldn't he?
We better hurry up and do it. There might be a chance pretty soon.
Thank you, Alan.
He's doing an incredible job, as I said. He's a very sensible guy, very nice guy, very humble guy, and he's doing everything right. All his decisions have paid off, and long may that continue. What
about Croatia then? Because they are a good side. Second semi-final for them in the World Cup. They made it there in 1998. What concerns do you have about them? What sort of problems were they posing?
Well, we've got one of the best midfielders around in world football in Modric. To go with him, there's Rakitic. They've got a wily old centre forward in Mandzukic. But I think they have got weaknesses also. When you look at them defensively, Harry Kane will come up against a guy who he's given nightmares before to on a football pitch playing for Spurs against Liverpool, etc. So yeah, that should give England confidence. And as I said, they're on a roll. They will just really want the game to happen ASAP, and it's not far away.
It's lovely to see you so happy and smiley and confident, but I don't want to throw a spanner in the works, but if there's a concern for England, is it the fact that they've scored many of their goals from set pieces? 11 goals in the tournament, 8 of those have come from set pieces. And we were speaking to Jurgen Klinsmann earlier on this week, who's also part of the BBC commentary team out here, and he said his one concern really is whether England are creative enough from open play.
Well, look at France last night. They scored from a set piece. They're important. Obviously, England have been absolutely fantastic at them. You can see the work that they've done on the training ground, and that's paid off. What will give them confidence is last game, clean sheet, no Harry Kane goal scorer, and they scored from open play as well. So, yeah, they can do it. Do we really care how they score, so long as they win?
Very good point. Talking about winning and celebrations after winning, you may well have seen this. I'm just going to remind you of this. This is Alan when he thought it was time to bring out the breadstick after England's last win over Sweden, singing a bit of Lionel Richie, which is your signature karaoke tune. Now, Alan, I have with me. I'll wait for these pictures to end because I want people to see this back home. This is it's not the breadstick, but it's another breadstick. So I'd like you to grab that hold of that if you can. Okay. Is there anything you'd like to sing for the good people of the United Kingdom?
I'm not going to sing, but what I would say is that, well, my friends, the time might just have come. Fingers crossed.
If there is an England win tonight, what are you going to be singing?
I'm working on it. I've got about 7 or 8 hours to work on it. I'll write a few words down.
You can't go Lionel Richie again,
I can't believe you've got me stood here with a breadstick in front of the nation. What is the world coming to?
Shall we bring some real musicians on?
Absolutely.
Let's bring in Winston and Marcus and Mumford and Sons, because we're talking... good morning to you, fellas. We're talking about all the England fans turning up. And Marcus, you arrived in Moscow how many hours ago?
4 hours ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And ready for the semi-final?
Very excited. I booked my flights during the group stages, confident that we'd make it, and here we are.
Now, you're a bit of a part-timer, because Winston, you've been here for the long haul. The first game you saw was England-Panama. So talk to us about, from an England fan's perspective, what's the last few weeks been like following the team around?
Well, this country has absolutely smashed it. It's beautiful. The people are so warm and welcoming to us all. I only wish that more England fans had come out. And I'm worried that there won't be as many as we need tonight for that extra influence. But I'm sure the fans that have been here have been brilliant, and it should be great.
It is amazing, isn't it, the way that, as Alan was saying, that there's the sort of unity that Gareth Southgate and this team have brought to England. I rang my family this morning, and 3 kids in the background all singing It's Coming Home on repeat, non-stop. And that's happening in schools, in homes, in businesses all over the country.
There's a really good article on BBC this morning, actually, by that Forsyth fella who was talking about the way football unites people in a way that cricket doesn't, tennis doesn't, rugby doesn't, these other sports. Football really does. It's really amazing. And I'm particularly excited because my first human memory is the semi-final in 1990 when Gazza cried and my brother cried, and I was 3 and I cried.
Well, let's hope there's some tears of joy a little bit later on. A suggestion for a track for Al to sing tonight, if it all goes well? One of yours, probably.
It's an obvious. Yeah, one of ours. No, probably not one of ours. Probably there's an obvious one. It'll come out. I'm sure it will.
Guys, thank you so much for talking to us. Enjoy the semi-final later. By the way, they've not even got a hotel yet, so I'm not sure exactly where you're going to be later.
We'll be all right.
Right, okay. Let's sort themselves out. Alan, thank you. Enjoy the game.
The breadstick.
The breadstick. Listen, if you're watching social media tonight after the game, the highlights are on a little bit later on with Alan and Gary and Jurgen and Rio. You know, if England win, it's time for us all to bring out the breadstick.
That's lovely. Dan, can I just say, it looks like a new boy band. Looking at the shot there, it's like the latest boy band linked to the World Cup.
They're saying that Charlie and Louise are looking at this thinking this could be the latest boy band lineup.
Yeah. Do our moves like this.
Vocals?
Big ego.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll reform this evening and see what happens, depending on the result, though.
Excellent. I'm a little bit disappointed you haven't got waistcoats, to be honest with you, but there you go. We can't have everything, can we, Dan? Thank you very much.